Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Happy Friday everybody. I hope you guys are all doing good and you're having a good day. Today we're going to be making some rainbow moonstone inspired coasters, so let's jump in and get started. I'm going to be pouring these coasters in 2 layers, so they're going to be done on 2 different days. The first layer is going to be done with liquid diamonds resin. This resin is a 2-to-1 ratio, and I was working on a few projects at once, so I mixed up 21 ounces of resin. I poured in 7 ounces of my part B first, and now I'm going in with 14 ounces of my part A. And then I'm just going to take a mixing stick and mix it up for 5 minutes. Super simple and easy. This resin is really good for anything you're doing in molds because it's really thin and doesn't have many bubbles or any bubbles at all. So it's going to look like this, and then you're going to mix it up for 5 minutes and it'll be crystal clear. The pigments I'm going to be using are Ebony by Primal Flow Paint and their Galactic glitter. The molds I'm using are by Just For You Online UK, and the molds are about 4 ounces when they're filled to capacity. So these are just little 3-ounce cups. I poured in them previously, so there's a little bit of dried resin in the bottom. I would say about 2 ounces of resin went into each of these cups. So I just put about, I would say, 1/4 teaspoon of pigment into my resin here, and I'm just giving it a good mix. You want to make sure when you're working with mica powder, you mix it up really well just to make sure there's no chunks of mica powder. And now I'm going to pour in some of the galactic glitter. You guys, this glitter is so pretty. It's beautiful, beautiful glitter. It's almost like an oil slick. It's super pretty. So with the glitter, you can pour in as much as you want. It really just depends on how much glitter you want in your coasters. So I got all 4 of my little cups mixed up, and now we're just going to pour them into the molds. Super simple and easy. I covered my cups up and let them sit for about 30 minutes to let the resin degas on its own. That way there were no bubbles at all. I didn't even have to go in with my heat gun with these at all. There were no bubbles. So I'm just going to take my popsicle stick and do a little swirly design. When you do this, you don't want to push all the way down to the bottom of your mold because you can scratch it. I am just going on the surface here, and then I'm going to cover them up for 24 hours and we'll be ready to pour the second layer. So here we are, it's 24 hours later. The second layer, the final layer, I'm going to be going in with the Clear Cast 7000 resin. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so you just pour equal parts into your mixing cup and then mix it up. So it'll look like this. I mix it up for 5 minutes and then it will be nice and clear. You won't see those little strings in it anymore, and then you'll be ready to pour it. I always work on several projects at once whenever I do resin, so that's why it looks like I make a whole bunch, but you don't need that much. Like I said, these molds are about 4 ounces each. The pigment I'm going to be using today is the Aurora Borealis Blue by Resin Pigment Canada. You guys, this pigment is gorgeous. Look at it. It's like a really pretty color shifting pigment, and these pigments, the color shifting pigments, look really nice on a dark background. It really makes the color shift pop. See that? See how it looks white in my cup, and then when I pour it on the black it looks blue? They're also really nice on a lighter background too, like white if you wanted a more subtle look. But since I was going for the rainbow moonstone look, I wanted to really make this Aurora Borealis blue pigment pop. And Resin Pigment Canada is owned by my friend Deborah. Go check out her channel if you're not already subscribed. She's a fantastic resin artist, and she's always making the most awesome stuff on her channel. So just go check her out. I'll link her channel down below in the description. So I just poured my blue in, as you could see, and now I'm just picking my molds up and kind of just swirling them around so everything is nice and covered. But look at how pretty that pigment is. It's just beautiful. And I set aside some of the clear before I mixed in my pigment in this little mixing cup that's off to the left here. And I'm going to be pouring that in the center of these coasters. it looks like there's glitter in my cup with clear, but there's not. I reuse my cups, so I just let them sit upright overnight, and then you can continue to reuse them. So this is the clear. I'm just going in with clear, but see, it looks like there's glitter in there, but that had already set up in there in the cup from a previous pour. But look at how cool. Isn't that neat? So pouring the clear just pushes that pigment to the side, and you can really see the ebony and the galactic glitter underneath. So these coasters ended up turning out really awesome. So now I'm just going in with a little toothpick and doing little swirls, and this step you can push all the way down to the bottom because you have a layer of resin down there. It's not your actual mold. So I was just pushing my little stick here down all the way to the bottom. I was just doing some little swirly designs, and then I'm going to do some lines too. Just having fun and being creative. You could really do whatever designs you want to with these. I just wanted to show you guys this technique because they ended up turning out really, really awesome in the end, and we'll be demolding them here in just a few seconds. And I'll link all the materials I use down in the description down below. If you guys want to get some of these molds, I have a discount code for you. You can get them from Dryer Days Art Studio. And I'll also link Deborah's information down below for Resin Pigment Canada and Primal Flow Paint as well. If you guys want to get any resin pigments from Primal Flow Paint too, I'll link their information below. And I have a discount code for them as well. So here I'm just going in with my heat gun on high heat one more time to pop any bubbles, just making sure any little bubbles are all popped. I'm adding a little bit more of clear just to make sure I'm not wasting any of my resin. Resin is too expensive to waste, so I use it, all of it, whenever I can. Just going to add a few more little swirls. And then I'm going to take it to my dust-free zone, which is just another table in my art room. And I just take an upside-down storage container, place it over my cutting board. And when you guys are making coasters, it's good to work on like a cutting board or a cookie sheet because it's way easier to pick up your coasters and move it around that way. It's hard to move around molds that are all full of resin. They can spill and it's just not fun. It's easier to pick them up and move them around if you're working on a cookie sheet or a cutting board. And I have it protected with a piece of wax paper in case I spill. Here I'm just going in with my ring light and checking for any little dusties or debris that may have landed in my wet resin, scooping it out with a toothpick, and I'm going to put these guys away and then we'll be ready to demold them. But check out how pretty these are looking. Isn't that fun? Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever seen a rainbow moonstone. It's a really, really beautiful stone and it looks really similar to these. So here they are, they're all dry. It's about 24 hours later and we're getting ready to pop them out of the molds. The little swirly designs that I made didn't really stay in place, which I was kind of bummed out about, but they still turned out really cool. Check it out. And then on the back side, you have that beautiful galactic glitter. So pretty, right? I think these turned out really fun and they're really easy to make, so they're great for beginners too. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. So I'm just going to finish demolding them and then I will bring you guys in for a close-up. So I'm just about done demolding, and I always like to wear gloves when I do demoldings just because I don't want my natural oils from my hands to get on the coasters. And here they are, all nice and finished. Check out that beautiful sparkle. The Aurora Borealis pigment from Resin Pigment Canada is really, really pretty. It's really nice on the dark background. And check out the back side. Look at how cool that is too. That galactic glitter from Primal Flow Paint is really pretty too. And you can kind of see the glitter from underneath the Aurora Borealis pigment. See, it's just got like a really subtle glittery look underneath the front side too. And then to finish these, I'll just put some clear bumpers on the back, just so they don't slide around when they're on someone's table. And you can get those on Amazon. I'll link them down below in the description. But what do you guys think about these ones? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you liked it, and I hope maybe it inspires you to make some yourself. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I love hearing from you. And if you liked it, go ahead and leave me a like. Or another thing that would help me out is if you go watch a few more of my other videos or even a playlist. I have a coaster tutorial playlist, so I'll link that down below in the description too. Thanks again, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday for another video. Bye!